Hey, what's up you guys? Today I'm so excited to share with you the top 10 skills that you need to start developing today if you want a business degree. Pursuing a business degree is so much more than fine-tuning our business skills, our management skills, or even our administrative skills. You may feel that people are competing for your internships, for your job opportunities, for nailing down that business client as a freelancer. To add on, the importance of keeping up with the times and trying to adapt our skills to the needs of the market is also pretty overwhelming sometimes. Not to mention, a lot of us may face, external pressure from our family or even self-doubt within ourselves, that kind of like imposter syndrome that seeps in. And perhaps some of us may even compare ourselves to our friends sometimes and feel completely inadequate. It's completely normal and fine. So while it can be really intimidating for us to even think about pursuing this degree of our dreams, also so humbling and also so inspiring for us to remember sometimes that many world-class CEOs are business degree holders or hold a master's degree in business. And these top business leaders commonly share skills that they cultivated or picked up while pursuing their business degree. Those skills were not handed to them by their fairy godmother. In fact, they actively, developed them over time, and these are skills that you can work on as well if you want to pursue a business degree. Handpicked by me, I really believe that developing these skills will definitely supercharge your life to be so much more efficient and effective in pursuing your degree, but also in other aspects of life. And just to remind you, these are the exact same skills that allowed me to grow up from this very uncultured, annoying, non-skinny queen freshie of a mess to surviving 4 years at the National University of Singapore's business school. I also managed to get a scholarship for it. I also managed to get through, a few internships, including those from Silicon Valley and also Y Combinator, and also just having fun in school. And I also want to share that because I was a recruiter for 4 months before university, a lot of my skills were really developed through there as well, and it really opened up my eyes to how to be more employable in general and also how to be more approachable and also more confident. So with that being said, I cannot wait to share these tips with you.
I got so much back, I think I'm never running out, buzz me.
First and foremost, personal self-branding. So seriously speaking, besides applying for jobs and besides sending your resume to recruiters, it's so important for you to just start cultivating your profile online. You can even make your own blog online. For instance, medium.com is an awesome way to start writing. Or if you want to write articles, it's also really good to start posting a little bit more on LinkedIn. Or if you like to just reshare content, LinkedIn is awesome for that as well. Or you can even start your own course, or you can even write your own book. Of course, these are definitely more time consuming than just doing your LinkedIn profile. Even if an employer doesn't land on your page specifically, it's amazing for people to connect with you because they want to work with you. Trust me, just start earlier, you'll never regret it. The second skill that you want to learn in the business school world is just being more presentable. Okay, listen, I used to have zero sense of style, and maybe I still do, I don't know. But my style is really bad, and I don't know, I was a bland human being. I was a plain Jane, just a boiling pot of water and pasta with no salt. Okay, I was just such a boring person, I don't know. My dressing style was a mess. There was no connection, it didn't bring out my strengths, it brought out my weaknesses. There was nothing complimentary about the colours I was wearing.
And I was just a fashion disaster mess.
Why am I talking so negatively about myself? Maybe I should look into that. If you want to be a businesswoman in Mad Men, you really just want to have that basic human decent ability to just dress up professionally, because you want to be prepared for your presentations, for your interviews, if you're having a one-to-one with your prof, or if you just want to impress your classmates, I don't know. That way, for instance, when you're in your job in the future, your boss may be willing to bring you out to meet clients. Or that way, if you become a freelancer or if you're someone that wants to start their own business, you'll be able to attract clients much more easily and also to nail them down much more easily. It also shows respect to the person watching you. So for instance, if you're having a presentation, it's really a way to show the prof that you dressed up for this. If you're having a business client meeting, it's so important to show your client that you really want this, opportunity and everything like that, and you take them seriously with respect. Remember that looking professionally both online and offline with a great distinct style can be very helpful in attractive positive attention and also in striking a great lasting impression. If you wonder what TED Talkers and CEOs probably most likely have in common, is their ability to inspire a shared idea across a whole bunch of people that may have not met them before. And all this really boils down to their speaking abilities, but really beyond that, it's their charisma and the way that they carry themselves. So charisma is really not about kind of like dominating the spotlight or trying to get attention for yourself. No, it's nothing like that at all. It's more about finding your context in relation to the presentation and knowing your role. So much more about adding your own swag and your style and your personality when you speak. It's also so much more about being authentic and being able to relate to the audience. It's also about listening to the rhythm of the presentation and being able to follow its pace. It's also about reading the room, so being able to sense when people are bored or when people are more excited and just adjusting your pace or your volume according with it appropriately. It's really about reading social cues, and the best way to learn social cues is when you're in a setting where you're talking to people and learning about them as much as possible. There are so many ways that you can boost up your confidence. Speak up in class, talk in class, share your ideas, and also presentation is also very helpful for you to practice your presentation skills, of course. And also in work, there are so many opportunities for you to share your ideas, share your thoughts, share your opinions. Just raise up your hand and talk a little bit here and there. And again, remember that beyond getting higher grades in business school, this will really last you a lifetime and open you to so many more opportunities if you can improve your charisma skills. And sometimes it's really not about content, it's about the way you present and deliver your content, which is why form is so important. It'll be super helpful whether you're juggling between your side hustle and your main job, or if you're trying to juggle between different classes and a part-time internship. It'll also be very helpful for you to juggle between different subjects and different topics that you're learning. You'll be having consultations with your professor, you'll be meeting your different group mates and working with them. You'll also be attending different socialization events, or maybe trying to network with different people, or perhaps you'll be invited to have interviews or to speak at events along with your extracurricular activities. So time management is just crucial. And there are 5 components of time management that is extremely important. So the first is being able to prioritize. The second is being able to set your goals clearly and in a structured manner. The third is in terms of planning. The fourth is in terms of setting boundaries. And the fifth is in terms of delegation of work. To elevate your time management abilities even further, I definitely recommend the book Getting Things Done, The Art of Stress-Free Productivity, and it's really a classic in terms of how you can have a better workflow in terms of collecting information all the way to processing it and engaging with it. Having time management skills will really benefit you and the people around you in the long run. As you're going to work with so many different people from so many different walks of life, it's extremely important for you to master the art of communication, and it can go a really long way. Communication starts before you even open a single word. So for instance, the way you shake someone's hand, the way you have eye contact with them, how strong your gaze is, or how your posture, is it straight or is it slouching? Is your posture more open or closed up? Whether you're stuttering, that's also a way to see whether you're confident or not. And also the way you dress. All these are different factors that also add a part to communication. The key to communication is really in active listening and making sure that you're part of the conversation inside out, and being able to just truly try to understand someone first before seeking to be understood by them. So part of your business degree, you're going to be getting instructions from your professor, you're going to be receiving feedback from your interviewer or perhaps your manager or your employer. You'll also be constantly working with your group mates or even getting many different kinds of requests from your clients, and a cornerstone of being able to communicate with them is really truly understanding what they want before answering them. So long story short is that active listening can not only lead to better results, it will also lead you to creating a better impression on many other people, which can also open the doors to future opportunities. 6. Professionalism or professional etiquette. I think it's so underrated because I feel like I didn't learn it in school enough, and when I was thrown into internships, I was just bamboozled by how much I didn't know. But basically you want to try and take the time to get better at writing etiquette, get better at email etiquette, get better at meeting etiquette, or like just work etiquette in general. So for instance, you want to learn how to give out your business cards or receive your business cards. You also want to learn how to email your professor because it's so much more different than emailing a friend. Standard protocols in the workplace. You also want to learn about different kind of like hiring protocols in general, and also just get onto the bandwagon of understanding what's happening in the corporate world, because it's so important for you to look appropriate and not to be completely out of place. I think being professional will not only just help you in a business degree, but also in the long run, it will also help to foster a better relationship with your colleagues or your bosses in the future. Okay, 7. Emotional control. So along the way, the business degree is pretty demanding. Sometimes you're going to be working on a lot of different projects, and also it can be very stressful when the work piles up. It's also completely normal that you fumble in presentations, you forgot a line, or you may even just forget a whole chunk of a textbook during an exam. And of course, sometimes you have to work with different people that you may clash with completely, 180 degrees, or with flip turn, you may not, get along with them at all. It's so important for you to master emotional control. Emotional control is really related to how well you can handle stress and also appear when you're stressed. So for instance, if you're pitching to a client, are you able to appear 200% even though you're feeling like a 50%? Because even a slight drop in that number is very, very easy to tell how much effort you're putting in. So it's always very important for you to always get the show biz game on and just show up as the person that you want to be. Trust me that in the long road, having emotional control will really go a very, very long way in your career. Most of us with zero connections in the business world, it can be really difficult to start networking and very intimidating and daunting. I think it's always so important to start small. So you can start practicing by just saying hi to one classmate a day. It's really that simple, and that is basically the level 1 of networking. I think saying hi teaches you so many things. Firstly, it's the first most difficult step because it just wants you to muster up the courage to just say hi. It's really not that difficult, and you cannot go wrong with saying hi, trust me. You will not get rejected for saying hi, trust me. So it's very, very safe, don't worry, just do it. Especially in a school context, you want to start building up these skills, because in the business world, you have to definitely say hi to a lot of different people in work, and it will really help to put you out there. As much as networking may be, super embarrassing, awkward and uncomfortable for 99% of human beings, me included, really, really, really trust me on this. It is literally almost unavoidable in business, or if you want to start your own business, so you might as well get good at it. Your future self may just time travel back, from your future time, and thank you for it, because who knows, saying hi to that one person really helped you a long, long way, or perhaps you just made an awesome friend. Self-made businessmen and businesswomen have one big thing in common, which is self-discipline, self-control, consistency towards a certain goal. Whether you're studying a topic that may not necessarily interest you, and trust me, I've done a lot of that, or whether you're doing a project that you don't really like, or whether you're working with someone that you don't really like, that kind of thing, you really, really want to be persistent and to always remember the goal and to just never give up. I think the most important thing to do is to always ask yourself why. Why are you learning it? Always try to find the art of it. So something that really pushed me was that when I was learning coding, I was like, even though this is very, very difficult and challenging for me, I would think like, many people have done this, I can do this. And I'm very motivated because, to be honest, it's a very, very valuable asset. For instance, if I wanted to learn coding outside, it's going to be super expensive to learn. And the third thing is that I just want to understand the basics, and I do understand where the school is coming from when they want me to learn coding, right? So I'm not going to be a coder or anything, but what if I need to work with or for coders in the future? So there's always a very deep purpose towards why a certain module is being taught to you. And if you really cannot find any motivation at all, I think something that's very helpful for me is to always talk to friends about it and just to not bottle everything up. Just keep on remembering that small actions will lead to your motivation and not motivation leading to action. So if you really hate a certain topic, just start learning it and you'll be so motivated in the long run. Self-discipline goes beyond the academic realm. It really enters every aspect of your life. So for instance, if you want to be self-disciplined and in the business world, you also want to focus on things like being disciplined in your, your fitness, in your health, in your sleep, in socializing, in so many different aspects of life. You want to be having some kind of discipline. This discipline really expands to learning new skills. So with obstacles, criticisms, self-doubt, and just questioning yourself occasionally along the way, it's so important for you to have self-discipline to pick yourself up even when you don't feel like it. It's so important for you to always study, yes, also, but also experiment with a new set of skills so that it keeps on developing you as a person. I think it's so important to have a niche skill and also perhaps translate it into a side hustle. So perhaps you're interested in e-commerce, or you love building websites, or you love building apps, or perhaps you love digital marketing, or you love creating design work, or perhaps you really, really love science. Because who knows, if you love science and technology as well as business, you may be the future Elon Musk. You literally never even know. Or if you love fashion with business, you can be the next Coco Chanel. Or if you love showbiz, public speaking, and just talking to people in general, and you love business, you can be your own talk show host like the next Jimmy Fallon. You never know, so always dream big, and trust me, niche skills will go a very, very long way, and it can really be a way for you to explore other passions in your life. If you take a look out there with the CEOs in the world, you realize that a lot of them have a lot of business acumen, but also other very, very specific niche skills that allow them to be where they are today. So for instance, the CEO of a car company, he definitely probably has a business acumen kind of neck of things, but he also probably loves cars, you know what I mean? So your niche skill doesn't have to be something that is conventional, it can be anything at all. And yeah, as I mentioned, this will really help with your personal brand in the long way, and it will also boost your confidence when you talk to other people as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If any of the tips resonated with you, please do like, comment your favorite tip and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are alerted the next time I post. That being said, having a business degree is definitely not easy at all, but nonetheless, I feel like this will really put you a step forward if you're able to work on these right skills. I wish you an awesome business degree ahead, and I'm sending you love. And good luck.
Bust me down a whip, bitch, I don't do this for no clout. Hey, I got so much back, I think I'm never running out. Yeah, bust me down a whip, bitch. Hey, warrior the rover, I'ma do this for my soldiers. Doing shit I'm not supposed to. I got lean all in my